Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Prince Automation Destination. This is Prince. I hope you are doing well. So today we are going to talk about an interesting topic that is trending into the market, that is Playwright MCP, and later we will try to integrate Playwright MCP with GitHub CoPilot to perform browser automation. So without further delay, let me jump onto the discussion. So in order to understand the current discussion, first of all, let us try to understand what is Playwright. So Playwright is a UI automation tool which is getting popular in the market, and it has capabilities to talk to browsers. Talking about MCP, MCP is a model context protocol, which is a standard by which we can provide more context to large language models, and as a result, large language models can predict more accurate output. So what are these large language models? So when we talk to any Gen AI tool such as ChatGPT, we give an input and as a result we get an output. So how this output is generated? So this is where LLM is responsible, that is large language models are responsible to generate this particular output. So we can say that in the nutshell, these are large language model which generates this particular output. But these large language models such as Gemini, GPT-4o, Claude Sonnet 3.5, 3.7, 4.0, they does not have the capabilities to talk to external data sources such as Jira, GitHub repositories, but with the help of MCP, it becomes possible. Now in the MCP server, right, by following the MCP standards, anyone can develop MCP server which can have the capabilities to talk to external data sources. Then this particular MCP server can be integrated with LLM, and as a result, LLMs can talk to the external data sources. So we can say that MCP work like a middleman or a bridge between LLM and external data sources. Now let us try to read this particular statement. So following the MCP standards, anyone can create an MCP server, right, by which we can provide more context to the large language model. So if the LLM will have more context, it would be able to generate the more accurate output. One such implementation of model context protocol is Playwright MCP, right? So this is what we are going to talk about. So what is Playwright MCP? Playwright MCP is a MCP server developed by Microsoft, and it is backed by Playwright because Playwright has the functionalities to talk to browser. So this particular MCP server is utilizing Playwright library to perform browser operations. So we can say that this is like a wrapper which is utilizing Playwright functionalities, right? Now these functionalities are available in Playwright MCP server. So we can integrate this particular MCP server with LLM, and to LLM we can talk in natural language. So we can say that in natural language we can perform the browser automation, right? So this is what is the Playwright MCP server, right? Now let us go to the official documentation, right? So this is the official GitHub repository where you can navigate to SRC section, and here you can check different implementation of Playwright. So if you go here, for example, browser server or tool section, right, in SRC tool section, here you will see, for example, navigate. So here you can find the navigation related functionality of Playwright are implemented in the Playwright MCP server, right? Okay, so this is how it works in nutshell, right? So how it works, right? So as this functionality of Playwright is now available in Playwright MCP server, so we can integrate this with LLM, right? And as a result, this particular LLM can talk to web pages. But how it works? It interact with web pages through the structured accessibility tree, right? So what is this accessibility tree? So Playwright has a capability of getting the page in the form of accessibility tree, which is more efficient approach, right? So once it get the accessibility tree, it can locate the elements more accurately and more efficiently, and as a result, it can perform the browser automation more accurately, right? So this is how it works in the nutshell. I'll be showing you during the demonstration like how it is using the accessibility tree, right? Now talking about the user profiles, right? So when we deal with Playwright MCP, right, so we are performing a browser automation. So by default, Playwright MCP follows persistent profile, meaning whatever the logged in information that we are using, it will be persisted and it will be stored somewhere in user directory. Talking about isolated, so we can isolate this as well. Each session will be isolated. So as soon as the browser is closed, the session information will be lost, right? So now let us see it here, right? So if I come back to the main page, right? So this is the Playwright MCP, right? So here somewhere you will see the user profiles, right? So you can run Playwright MCP with persistent profile like a regular browser, or in the isolated context, right? So by default, it is persistent profile, right? As I'm using Windows, so you can find the session details in this particular section. MS for Playwright, right? User directory, then app data, local, and this particular MS Playwright and MCP Chrome-profile, right? So you can go here, you can delete it in case you want to delete this particular information. And in case you want to run this Playwright in isolated, we can simply pass this isolated during setting up the MCP server, right? Don't worry about it. I'll soon discuss about how we are going to integrate Playwright MCP with the GitHub CoPilot, right? So now let us come back, right? So these are the two profiles, but I'll be talking about persistent. In case you want to try isolated, I'll be sharing you the guidelines. You can follow those guidelines and you can run your test cases in the isolated profile, right? Talking about tools mod in Playwright MCP, right? So tools are the core of MCP server. So if we talk about any MCP server, so this is the tool section where the actual core logic is implemented, right? So though it is using Playwright, it is like a wrapper, but the core logic is written in the tool section of the MCP server, right? And Playwright MCP tools work in two modes, snapshot mode and vision mode. So snapshot mode is the one that we discussed, by which it will get the accessibility tree, which is like a more efficient approach. So we are going to talk about snapshot mode. In case we want to run in vision mode, so we can do that as well. So if I go to this particular GitHub repository once again, so here also you will find some more information related to vision mode and snapshot mode, right? So you see, use accessibility snapshots for better performance and reliability. In case you want to opt for vision mode, so we need to simply pass this particular --vision during setting up of MCP server, right? So this is how it works, right? But we will be talking about snapshot mode. Okay, now these are the tools to interact with the browsers, right? So these are the Playwright related functionality which is implemented in this particular MCP server. So if you go here, you can check out this functionality, right? So interactions, so this is the snapshot as like we discussed, where it will be getting the like accessibility tree, right? So we can perform click operation, we can perform drag operation, hover operation, browser type, right? So these are the interactions, right? Similarly, these are related to navigation, right? Similarly, these are related to resources where we can take the screenshot, we can save a page in the form of PDF, right? We can get the network request details, we can get the console messages, right? Okay, similarly, there are utilities, we can install a browser, we can close a browser, we can resize a browser, right? And tabs, right? So we can switch between the tabs, right? As like we do in Selenium or Playwright, right? So we can perform testing as well with this particular MCP server, right? So we will soon understand, right? This is the vision mode. Okay. Okay, now let us come to the slides once again. Okay, and now let us talk about the demo. So for the demo purpose, first of all, what is the prerequisite? So first of all, Node.js version 18 or above should be installed, and you should have MCP client. It could be Claude desktop, it could be GitHub CoPilot, Gemini CLI, Cursor, Windsurf, or any other MCP client which has capabilities to talk to MCP server, right? So if you go to the official GitHub repository, you will find this particular information, which you can pick it up and you can configure this into your MCP client, right? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go back to the official repository, right? And here I will find this particular information. So this is the information. I would need this particular section, right? I'm going to copy it, and now I'm going to Visual Studio. So what I've done is I have created one folder, Playwright MCP, and this particular settings.json, this belong to code. So whenever this Visual Studio code would have been installed, so at that point of time, this particular settings.json would have been generated with GitHub CoPilot, right? So here in the server section, we need to provide this particular information, right? So let us wait for some time. So you see, now we are getting this particular option start, right? So now it is running, right? Now the server is running. Next thing that we need to check is we need to click on this particular tool section where we need to check this particular Playwright MCP server related functionality is appearing and is enabled. In case it is not enabled, we need to click on checkbox so that this particular GitHub CoPilot in agent mode can utilize it, right? Now what we are going to do is we are simply going to perform operations on this particular website related to drop down, inputting data into one field, then performing switching to frames, switching to windows, and many other operations, right? So I have created one like prompt, act as an automation engineer and perform following operation: open Chrome browser and maximize in interactive mode. So by default, Playwright runs in like headless mode. So I'm asking it to run in interactive mode. Launch this particular application, navigate to drop down section and select option 2 from the drop down, then navigate to input section and enter input, right? Navigate to shadow DOM and get all the shadow DOM elements. Navigate to frame section, navigate to nested frames inside the frame section and go to the bottommost frame, right? And come back to the main frame. Navigate to hover section, where perform the mouse hover and click on user one profile, right? And navigate to windows and perform the window handling, right? So what we're going to do is, I'm simply going to copy it and going to provide it into this particular section, and make sure that you are using agent mode. This is most important in case you want to talk to MCP server, right? So you see it has launched browser, okay, and then after it will perform other operations, right? It will navigate to drop down section, will try to select an option from this particular drop down, and will perform rest of the operations as well as mentioned in the prompt. Now it is inputting the input into this particular input field. Now it has navigated to shadow DOM, trying to get all the shadow elements on this particular page. Now navigated to frames, we'll go to nested frames, we'll try to go to the bottommost frame as mentioned in the prompt, and then we'll come back to the main frame. Now it has navigated to hover section, we'll hover its mouse and we'll click on user profile for user 1, right? So it is performing all the operations one by one, right? Now it has navigated to window handler section, clicked on new window and switch to this particular window. Now it will go back to the previous window and come back here. So you see it has performed all the operations, right? Now we can ask it to please generate the test cases. Please generate and add test cases for above steps, right? In this current project, right? So it has created test section. Now it is creating this internet automation spec.js. So test cases are added. I'll have to click on keep so that I want to accept these changes, right? Now we can ask it to please run these test cases, right? Because this Playwright MCP server has functionality to run these test cases as well. So npm npx playwright test section, right? So it will navigate to this section, right? And will try to execute these test cases. But I believe it won't be able to do so because Playwright is not installed, right? So you see it is running, right? But it will be stuck somewhere as the npm is not installed. So you see, make sure the arguments are expression matched, right? Some error it is giving, right? No test found. Make sure the arguments are installed. I believe Playwright is not installed and other dependencies are also not installed. Could you please install the same and then try executing the test cases? Right. So whatever right now we are doing is, this is combination of MCP server, that is Playwright MCP server, and this LLM, right? So now it is running npm install -- save dev and playwright test, right? So it will add this playwright dependency. Now it is going to run this particular command to install playwright related browsers. So now it is saying that please execute this command. So you see now the test cases are getting executed. Okay, but there is a failure, right? Before we fix this particular failure, I just want to show you like how Playwright works in nutshell, right? So as we mentioned that it works on this accessibility tree. So let me click on any command, right? So as soon as we provide this particular input, navigate to a URL. So in the background, it is calling this page.go to navigate to this particular URL, which is Playwright feature. Then if you navigate here, it is getting this particular page snapshot, which is the accessibility tree. So you can check like this is how it is generating the accessibility tree of this particular web page, right? Which is more efficient for LLM to read and to locate the elements more perfectly, right? So this is how it works in the nutshell. That is, it uses this snapshot or accessibility tree, right? So now let us come back at the bottom, right? And let us ask it to please fix it and run it once again. Okay, so there is some failure, right? So it will try to fix it and run it once again. It is still a failure. Let me ask it once again. Please fix the test case, right? For failure. It may not have read that particular prompt properly, right? Because we have asked two things, right? So run command in terminal, run the test with simple reporter to capture the error, right? So let us see. So it is suggesting us the steps, right? So it can help us troubleshooting what exactly the error we are getting, right? Okay. So it is suggesting the next step to run it in runtime so that we can capture what exactly the error is. Or maybe we can ask it to generate the report. Could you please generate the report? So now along with the test running command, it is providing the reporter as well. So as a result, one report would be generated, right? Where we can locate what exactly the error is. So you see the report is appearing and it will open here. So you can see this is where it is failing, right? Okay, so we can check the errors, right? So we can check the step as well. It was not getting visible. That's why it is failing, right? Okay, so this is how we can take help of this particular Playwright MCP server along with LLM to perform browser automation in natural language, and we can troubleshoot it as well, and we can take help in creating the framework as well, and we can take help in fixing the issues as well. So this is what I wanted to cover, guys, as part of current discussion. Thank you for watching. I would request you to please like, share and subscribe. Thank you once again.